Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mezzanine Floor series. In today's episode, we are going to get the legs built for the desk and we're actually going to get the balustrade sorted because we didn't manage it in last week's episode. Let's get going. So we've just returned from a trip to Jewson and picked up all of this timber. Just to talk you through what we've currently got here. We've got some 4.2 metre lengths of 2x6s, and these are going to be cut into 3 to make up the balustrade. That will make 1.4 metres if you cut it into 3, but then they are going to be cut down so that the balustrade ends up being 1.1 metres above the bottom of the floor, within building code limits, we think. So that's what we're going to be doing with these ones. We've then got a longer one in here somewhere, which is this one, 4 point something metres, 4.8 metres. And this will be cut down to 4.4, which will make the handrail at the top of the balustrade. I think that is the actual balustrade. I think these are the ballast, there's another word for the uprights, and then the balustrade is the horizontal bit, I think. But never mind. So we've got that bit there, and then these are going to be what makes up, they'll be what fills the frame between the uprights to ensure that we don't just fall through there. We're going for like a horizontal at the bottom and then 3 uprights within them. This is going to be dominoed together and then dominoed within the frames as well. First task is to cut these into 3. We're going to double them up so that we get extra strength from them. And I'm just going to rough cut them with the jigsaw for now. And then we'll actually trim the ends down flush and stuff with the miter saw later on. So the posts have been joined, cut off at the correct length, can't remember what it was now, and I've also put a little chamfer on the bottom here to take off some of the visual weight of them when they're mounted up there, rather than have a hard 90-degree edge. It was what was on the drawings, I quite liked it, so we kept it. The next job is going to be plotting out the position of these on that front beam so that I can work out the spacing of the filler things that go in the frame and just make sure that we dodge all of those bolts that are on the front. We have planned it out, but I just want to plot it on there just to double check that everything is okay. And then after we've done that, that's where we'll start counter boring these to accept the bolts. I've just realised that we probably haven't actually shown you guys the design of the balustrade just yet. So it went through a few renditions. This is the first one I drew, which has 700mm spacing centre to centre, which complies with the limits that are recommended for the use of a balustrade. I don't even know what I'm saying here. This one we stretched out a bit further just to see what it looked like with even spacing, but then that kind of went against the building code limits, so there was an option to triple up on these uprights in order to bring it back within the guidelines, but then it just would look way too heavy. And then there was this one where we just omitted the use of a gate and just went for a solid thing, but we want a gate up there, so back to the first option.
Sorry, did you mention a gate? You've just suddenly brought up a gate.
Yeah.
What's going on with a gate?
So we figured that we wanted to be able to get stuff up and down from there every now and then, and also let's say a quick fire escape should something explode in here. We can open a gate and it's only, what, a 5-foot drop off there? Maybe 6, 5.
I mean,
onto the power tool workbench below. So
I'll take that over a bit of fire.
I mean, I would, yeah, and explosions.
And explosions, yeah.
So, yeah.
Or acid attacks, who knows?
Yeah, we don't want any of that, and we want a quick escape.
Exactly.
So this will be a gate. The top will flap open, and then this section here will be within a frame that opens like any normal door. The rest of this will be fixed, and we're considering painting these internal sections black, because that'll look pretty nice. These outside ones will obviously be filled up as well. I just can't be bothered to draw it, but it'll be much the same as this. Little horizontal on the bottom, and then one upright to fill in that gap. And you can see that we've kind of done this to avoid the bolts that are already up there, which weren't evenly spaced.
No.
No, they weren't. That was fun to draw. And then this top bit, so, well, actually, these are coach screwed into the beam. And we are possibly going to be adding retaining straps to it as well to prevent any twist of that beam should a load be applied from the inside of here. And yeah, stop it from twisting. And then the other thing that I was going to say is, oh yeah, it's just going to be coach screwed from the top into the end grain there as well, because there's not any risk of that stripping out because of the load that's going into it. That's pretty much everything.
That is.
It sounds like I know what I'm on about. It's funny when you get help from a professional, isn't it?
It's weird. It's weird. You get some facts and knowledge.
It makes sense. But yeah, so we're going to plot out the location of them now and just hope that that drawing lines up with what's actually on the beam. Would you mind passing me up the square that I've left on there, please? Okay, did some sort of work.
What's it worth?
Just please. Please. It's gotta be. Deep. So I'm just working out the depth of the counter bore that's going to be going through the baluster.
Baluster?
It's a baluster, I think. I think that's the upright bit. Anyway, so this is the baluster, looking at it from the side on view, and that is going to be linked into the double joist that we've got at the front, which is basically going to be, you know, it's that thickness essentially. So we've got one, let's say these two, that can represent the thickness of the two beams that are up there, and in order for this coach screw to get through both of them, let's have a look. So that's the back edge of this one. Let's see. Get a bit more through than that. Let's just get the end through there. Right. I need to do this with a washer on it as well, really. So let's get it out of there. Account for the thickness of him. And that hasn't helped anything at all because it makes it wobbly. So never mind. We won't account for that. Let's just do it there. So, that's the inside of the double beam. That's where that's going to be bolted onto the front, which means that right there will be the depth of the counter bore, which is 38 millimeters deep. Just double check that. 38. Yeah. 38 millimeter counter bore is what we need, which is going to be that diameter, which is something. 38 by 30. 38 deep, 30 D for deep and D for diameter. That doesn't say much. Deep diameter. Done. Cool. So we've got an hour and 45 minutes until our weekly live stream at 7 p.m. and we have made the conscious decision to stop working on the balustrade for the time being because we want to prioritise the desk, because Rob's made a point that it's been about 3 episodes now that we've said we were going to make the desk and we haven't actually finished it yet. So we're going to put these aside, and these bits down here should be dry enough now. That's a solid one, that's why it didn't feel too tacky.
Take 2.
Take 2. Oh yeah, that's well dry, that's fine. So we're going to just quickly skim these up, make sure they're all square and everything, and then these will be bridal jointed together, and then we can leave that drying tonight, so when we come in tomorrow, frames will be assembled and we can actually get the tables assembled somewhat. There'll be a little bit of messing around, but that is the next task. It's going to be getting these screws out and planing it up.
Lord! Oh, last one. Yeah! Yeah!
So everything's been cut to 700 and 600 millimeters respectively. Same thickness, same width, everything. Now I'm going to start marking out the bridal joints, which involves marking baselines on all of them, and then I'm going to start marking over the top for the cheeks and the tongue of the bridal joint. And we're just going to cut these on the bandsaw, to be honest, using the fence, and then hack out as much of the waste as we can with the bandsaw and chisel down to the baseline. It's no quick job, but we've got 55 minutes to do it, and it should be possible.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Do it.
So, day 2, off camera last night, we got these frames glued up. They're rustic, they're looking all right. So today's job is going to be to clean these up. I'm going to plane them down flush, and then I'm going to pass them along the production line to Rob, who's going to sand them, and then possibly back to me after I finish planing to round them all off and get them ready to assemble on the bottom of the desk. That's this morning's job. We're just going to blitz through it. Let's go. Okay, so we've got the legs up here now, and the next job is to attach the battens to the wall. We're going to do this temporarily, so like only get 1 or 2 screws in there because we obviously still need access to get the balustrade up. We just want to feel a sense of achievement.
Completion.
Completion.
Yes.
Yeah, that we have got something done, so we want to see them in situ, and then just break them down later on. So that's the next job. Let's do it. done. Look at that, feels safe up here now, somewhat. Sorted. So the next job is we're going to finish them. Probably going to skip doing the underside because we can't be bothered and there's probably not a use for it, but we're just going to do the top for now in OSMO. So, desk complete and they look fantastic. I'll tell you what, come here. Oh. Right, have a look at this. Beautiful, lovely golden finish on it. Mitered corners, in particular this lovely curly bit we got going on here. I managed to chip it a little bit there, but you know, never mind. Oh, hang on. Rob, is this on autofocus?
No.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, sadly I managed to slightly chip the corner here, but we'll repair that at some point. But we've certainly got a theme going on up here. OSB, walnut, and old mezzy. Old mezzy. It looks amazing. So good progress made today, and it's nice to finally get these desks complete. So if you liked the use of OSB and walnut in this video, firstly, don't forget to like the video. Secondly, don't forget to get your OSB merchandise from my new store. Link to it is all in the description. Join the OSB army today. But next episode, we're going to be focusing on the balustrade, so make sure to stick around for that. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.